A very beautiful morning to you. It's good to have you join us on the News Sponge, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. It's exactly 2 minutes gone past the hour of 9 a.m. This is the News Sponge, a news and current affairs compilation of topical stories making the rounds in the news. I'm your host on the Wednesday edition. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. You're welcome. And here are the headlines trending in the news today. Tinubu appoints Amakri as Director of Energy Security. Will create better operating environment for airline operators, says Shatima. And on the Maulud accident, Tinubu mourns 40 victims, demands improved road safety. Federal government, states, councils share 1.203 trillion naira for August 2024. No excuses end banditry, killings, T.Y. Danjuma charges CDS Musa. Senate President assures President Tinubu of National Assembly support for flood victims. And still on the local scene, federal government to unbundle 115 Unity colleges. Nobody can put fire in Bauchi, Mohammed replies Wike. Africa going nowhere without economic liberation, says Obasanjo. And on the Bornu flood, IGP orders reconstruction of damaged police facilities. And Falana says it is illegal for NNPCL to fix price of Dangote petrol. In Rivers State, Fubara suspends Rivers local government caretaker committee boss. Court gives Kwara Electoral Commission go-ahead to conduct local government polls. And moving on from that to the foreign scene, Al-Qaeda-linked group says it was behind Mali attack. Italy next to face storm after 21 killed in Europe floods. Still on the foreign scene, Hezbollah blames Israel as exploding pages kill 9 and injure thousands in Lebanon. Floods and mudslides kill more than 200 in Myanmar. Moving into the world of sport, Super Falcons midfielder Ngozi Okobi gives birth. Amunike tips Lukman to win CAF Player of the Year award. And those are the major headlines making the rounds in the news today. It was compiled and edited by Abiodun Akiomi. For sponsorship or advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 091 2929 4332 or 090 7722 7120. Coming up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have an in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories making the rounds in the news. Don't forget you can follow us by logging on to any of the Diamond FM online platforms at www.diamondfm.net. That is our website, and at Diamond 887 FM on Instagram and Facebook, and at Diamond FM Ilorin on YouTube. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. The Diamond Breakfast Show commences shortly. Please stay with us.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold in domain? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Ilorin, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Top of the morning to you. You're tuned in and listening to your shining supreme station, Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where we take a look at some of the topical stories making the rounds in the news. We dissect the stories. We also open up our platforms to you to also give your reactions to the stories. We talk about national issues, from the political space to social issues to lifestyle. As long as it is an issue that affects us as Nigerians, we bring it forward and we ask you to give your reactions to these stories, to lend your voice and contribute your quota to issues of national importance. I'm your host on the Wednesday edition. My name is Bisola. Oduwole Suleiman. This morning we'll be taking a look at a couple of stories, and I have my guest analyst right here in the studio. I have with me this morning. He is an educator. He is a lecturer. His name is Dr. Afiz Tosin Suleiman. He's also a public affairs analyst and a social commentator. Very good morning to you, Doc.
Good morning, ma.
Good to
it's
have you.
always nice to be on air with you.
All right, it's always a pleasure. All right, this morning we're taking a look at a couple of stories ranging from the hike in fuel price and the controversies surrounding that. And also, this morning we'll also dive into a closed-door meeting held by former military heads of state in Nigeria. And then would also go into a report by a report of a statement made by a minister in Nigeria about the fact that our president is too wealthy to be interested in looting Nigeria's treasury. We'll take a look at that this morning, and we'll be taking reactions. Don't forget we're live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM and on YouTube at Diamond FM Ilorin. Please ensure that when you call in or when you send messages, they're short and precise, and then your messages are devoid of any form of name calling, insult, and the likes. Please let us be civil while we also give our reactions on the program. All right, let's quickly take a look at the first story. Now, due to the rising fuel prices, Nigerian marketers are exploring alternatives to purchasing from the NNPCL with an eye on buying petrol from Dangote Refinery, and they have set conditions. The NNPCL came out with the rate at which they will be selling fuel at retail prices. In Lagos, it ranges from 950 naira to about 1,012 naira. Now, the marketers are saying saying that this rate, the NNPCL has not told us how much they are buying from the Dangote refinery. The NNPCL is interfering in the prices of this fuel, and the price is too high. And then what Dangote refinery is also producing at this point in time cannot cater, is not enough. It's not up to what they import on a normal day, and they're looking towards importing in order to augment the deficit in what Dangote is producing at this point, and what they need, what they require as marketers to distribute to Nigerians. Now, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the statements made by the marketers and the actions of the NNPCL, and the fact that the Dangote refinery has also come out to say they have faulted the NNPCL for the statement they made that they lifted fuel from Dangote refinery at 898 naira. However, Dangote refinery has also not come out to tell us, okay, this is how much we're actually giving it out to the NNPCL. There's a lot going on in the oil industry at this point and it is affecting us as Nigerians, and even the marketers that do most of the supplying to the regular Nigerian are also complaining about this. What is your take on this whole controversy at this point?
Thank you very much. I want to greet you and our listeners and viewers also. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a beautiful morning here in the big city of Ilorin. It is raining morning, so everywhere is a little bit cold. And congratulations to farmers. I have a friend who said he's happy.
Yes, it's a blessing.
They were complaining that no, now we have enough.
Exactly.
So we hope that we will also gain from the blessings.
All right, we really pray so.
If you look at the whole scenario, even from the way you have tabled everything, we have, let's say, 3 to 4 parties. We have the Dangote refinery, we have the marketers, we have the NNPCL, and we also have the consumer, we, the Nigerians, by extension, the Nigerian economy.
All right.
But before I even touched these people, let me say that you can agree to do a little bit of academic exercise.
Okay.
So let us see what is happening now. Let's leave the pricing. Let's see what Nigerians are experiencing. What we are experiencing now is so sad that in a year or a year and a half ago, if anybody will come out and tell me that, look, you are going to buy a liter of fuel as of yesterday evening in a filling station, I will not mention him. I got one of the cheapest. I got a liter of fuel for 1,050 naira.
And it's one of the cheapest.
One of the cheapest. I'm telling you. In fact, I have to drive for like 15 minutes to get to that particular. The filling station is around Ofagaj Access. Now, that is what we were thinking, but this is the reality. And somebody was even telling me that, look, the way things is going, earlier on, even this year, they were saying we are going to 1,000. In fact, a professor told me on our way to university that we are still going to buy fuel at 1,000. We're like, no, it can't get worse.
That was last year, right?
No, this year. It's not up to 2 months ago.
We even had people say that last year.
It's not up to 2 months ago. When we were buying it for 500, 600, you understand? We're like, no. In fact, somebody was like, once it gets to 1,000, things will change, everything will happen, things will happen, people will not buy. My sister, we are now more than 1,000 naira, and we are still buying. And with the old, and that was when NNPC agreed to be selling for 800 and something. Now, by the time they implement this new price regime, which means, because the way it's going, the NNPC even in Ilorin will be selling for around 900 and something. So which means other filling stations would definitely go beyond that and move to around 1,000, 1,000, whatever. That is where we are now. But that is not where we want it to be. The old time they were selling the idea of subsidy removal. Unfortunately, I was, as an individual, I was carried away. I always forget that, and now I choose not to forget again, that Nigeria is not a typical country. You know, in a typical country, economic theory will work. Economic permutation will work. If you do this, you do that, will work. But in Nigeria, it's obvious that it won't work. In fact, if I have to go back and talk about whether we should remove or retain subsidy, I will go beyond speaking on hair. I will be more emotional and I will be more assertive that the subsidy should not be removed. Why? Had they been after this removal, the money or the whole money that was realized from the removal of subsidy is not spent the way they are spent, because as of right now I cannot even see where this, there is not. Another thing is we are suffering. Okay, you have removed subsidy, we are suffering, but we know what we are suffering for. But right now, as an individual, I'm sorry, we may have people who are listening who may have better information. They may call in and educate us that, look, this young man, the money that was removed from subsidy, this is what they are using it for. All I've been hearing that they are using it for, I cannot see it. I can't, honestly, I can't even feel it. Now they are talking about even the increment in wage, the wage that now the fuel is even more than what the labor bargain for. I don't want to go to that angle. I will sound too emotional. Now let's go back to the reality on ground and the whole whatever that surrounds the NNPCL, the marketers, and the Dangote refinery. Right. Unfortunately, this is not what we were hoping for. In fact, when we had that Dangote refinery, you understand, even when we heard that it's been disturbed, we were like, oh, when are you going to start? But right now, even with the arrival of this refinery, fuel price keep skyrocketing. So you won't wonder. And again, why all this secrecy? Why all this? And because Dangote was telling us, that refinery was telling us that it's federal government that will determine the price of the fuel. You understand? At the point, federal government was saying Dangote will not, NNPCL was not giving Dangote fuel. So at times, and look at what the marketers are also saying. And honestly speaking, this seems to be the beginning of the drama, because as the whole scenario is going, I am telling you, of course, certainly, Dangote cannot supply the fuel that is required of us. And also, one will be thinking that by now, the CNG, because that is the aspect that is paining me the most now. Because as an individual, I have decided long ago that probably once the CNG is now operational in Kwara State, in Ilorin, I will be one of those people that will volunteer to convert my own car. Vehicle. But the CNG now seems not to be anywhere.
It's in Lagos.
When I say anywhere, I know it's even in Lagos, it's in Oyo. But anywhere now is not in Ilorin. Because when you say it is in Lagos, it's in somewhere. I'm expecting that the rate at which you will allow all of us to feel it. I have listened to many video clips online, good remark about the whole CNG. And it's appearing like probably that is the only alternative. But I now remembered again, I promised myself not to forget that Nigeria is not a typical country. What will happen to us by the time we now convert our vehicle from petrol to CNG? I hope we'll not be buying CNG as a more ridiculous price. So to cut the long story short, probably to allow for other questions, what is happening now, right now, is not what, and it's not even what a professor of economics can analyze. Because I was even with a friend who is a specialist in economics, and he was like, see, my brother, we have applied every theory that is applicable. By the time they were appointing the minister, they were appointing this, everybody was hopeful that, these are the good people. Look at the CBN governor. When he was coming aboard, we were so optimistic. But right now, everything seems not to be where we want them to be.
All right, now let's take a look at the legal angle of this. The human rights lawyer Femi Falana has argued that it is illegal for NNPCL to set or control the price of petrol produced by the Dangote refinery. He says, as a private entity, Dangote refinery should be free to set its own prices. NNPCL's involvement in price control violates free market principles and could lead to legal disputes, adding to the already existing challenges that we have as Nigerians. Now, let's take a look at this. Is NNPCL overstepping its bounds right now? And what legal repercussions could arise from if these pricing interventions continue by the NNPCL?
I don't know the very respected Eda statement, as you understand, make a very valid point. But I don't even know, I'm not sure whether Dangote refinery do not want NNPC to interfere. Because of their body language. I'm not sure they don't want them to. Please don't forget that not quite long, NNPC came out and tell us that the landing cost of petrol as at few months ago or weeks ago was 1,002, but they are selling at around the 500 and something, and they told us that see what we did is still not subsidy. But I don't know what it is. I don't know the new English. Nigeria, we are very good in coming up with new nomenclature. I don't know the nomenclature that will be given. A petrol is landed in Nigeria for 1,002, and you are selling it as a subsidized rate, and you said that is not still subsidy. Nobody is asking that question. Now, when I remember also when I think the vice chairman of Dangote refinery also gave the price of how much if they are to be selling the crude oil petrol will be going for per liter. It is even way more. In fact, when they calculated the cost, that was when they were debating about, look, petrol was sold to us in dollar, it was not sold to us in naira. No, it was in naira, and by the time they did the refining process, the price was even way be above 1,002, as I read in one of the dailies then, not maybe some days ago. Which means if NMPCN at that point, it now appears that the petrol we are importing is even cheaper than the petrol Dangote is about to sell to us. Because at that point, if the petrol was landing for 1,002 and Dangote price was above 1,002, in fact the wisdom, so there was no wisdom. And now maybe I'm thinking maybe to encourage Dangote, NNPC have to what, come in and become the sole distributor of Dangote refinery. But mind you, that is not what the intention of all these things. That was not the reason why we are advocating for the coming on board of this refinery. In fact, if I will say anything right now, I will just conclude by saying that, honestly speaking, if we have a true people in the aim of affair, they need to look at this NNPC. They should remove the first N, the second N, the P, and you understand? Let them look at it. Why are we having this problem? And they seem to be the one controlling the whole of our economy, so to say. So, and they seem to be accountable for everybody. And the bitter truth there is that the minister of petroleum in Nigeria that will call is still the same president that we are calling. So you now wonder, what exactly is the problem?
All right, Dr. Fistos Suleiman, we need to go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take reactions on this particular story. What is your take on this issue that is on ground at this point in time? And it is a very critical issue that affects everyone of us. So what is the way forward from all of this? Because when we look at it, despite all these challenges that we have, there's also a positive outlook on what Nigeria stands to gain from the Dangote refinery. But with all these challenges, with all these issues, do you still think that Nigeria is gaining anything right now? Maybe very soon in the nearest future, maybe the gains will come. But right now, Nigerians are not seeing it. What do we do going forward? Let's go on a quick break. Do stick around. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show. Do not touch the dial.
Are you looking for a school for your child to grow? Look no further. We have got the perfect place to go. Our teachers are passionate and highly qualified. They will inspire your child to learn and thrive. Our schools are free. Your child will feel safe, happy, and strong. Let your child reach their full potential. Give them the education that is truly essential and competing with global schools. Enrollment is ongoing. Go to any government primary school closest to you and enroll your child in school. Kwara Lane. Every child counts. This message is brought to you by Kwara Lane.
Howdy, school owners and proprietors. The new school year is upon us, and we've got some exciting news for you. Diamond 88.7 FM is offering exclusive discounts on all school advertisements with the Pay for 5, Get 2 free promo. Interesting, right? Introduce your school to the world at the most competitive rate ever. With this promo, you enjoy 2 extra slots of adverts free when you pay for 5. To enjoy this offer, visit us at Diamond 887 FM, located at Plot 2, New Yidi Road, Irewolede, Ilorin, or call 091 2929 4332 or 090 7722 7120. Hurry now while offer lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short time out. If you're just tuned in and joining us, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show reaching you from our studios, Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman, and I have with me Dr. Afiz Tosin Suleiman. And this morning, we're talking about the issues or the controversies surrounding our oil industry at this point in time. The back and forth between Dangote Refinery, the NNPCL, the independent marketers, and us, the consumers or the customers as well. Do let us know what your take is on this story. The marketers are saying at this point that they do not even know how much the NNPCL will be selling petrol to them. They are crossroads at this point in time, and they are waiting, fingers crossed, for what the NNPCL would say and how much it will be selling to them. If the marketers do not know, then what then happens to those of us who are going to be buying this product? Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? What's your name?
Abayomi from Ilorin.
Abayomi. Welcome to the program. Go ahead, sir.
Thanks to the man in the studio. With all sincerity, we have not we have not explored all options.
All right.
And the reason is not perfect. The reason is just that we have been suggesting to them. Every platform we have been suggesting to them in newspaper, in everywhere.
All right.
And they were not making use of all the suggestions. All they are interested in is just to mop up and mismanage our resources and nothing more. You see, it pains me to the marrow the way they run our economy like a secret court. No matter how educated you are, no matter how exposed you are, you will be confused when it comes to the issue of Nigeria. Import anything from outside the country that is working arguably well there. Bring it back to Nigeria, it will not work. Why? Because we don't have sincere leaders. We don't have sincere people managing our resources. Imagine what's supposed to be a blessing to us. How can you tell me that we will produce petrol in this country and it will be more cost than the one we are importing? How? Just tell me how it is possible in economics. But sir, the best thing for us, the onus is on all the NGOs. All the NGOs. We need to come together and agree on something that will move us forward. Else, these people will kill us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your reaction. 0913-655-6952 or 0800-887-887. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Sukuti on the line.
All right, Mr. Sukuti, please go ahead in a minute.
Appreciation to the guests in the studio, my doctor. Well done, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, there are a lot of inconsistencies from the NNPC, the federal government, even the Dangote refinery, like that. All the news we have been hearing have been just contradicting one another. Where did the NNPC got the price they gave out? Dangote is now coming out telling us that they are not aware, they are not the one that dish out the price. So what is the interest of the NNPC? I think these people are even more than the government. I think they are superior than even the constituted authority itself. Who are those people that are in that NNPC that are so bigger, they cannot be beaten? They have been dealing with us mercilessly and nothing has been done about that. They have a keen interest in the oil. I don't know when I've never heard when the NNPC or the federal government will tell Dangote that this is how much you should sell your cement. This is how much you should sell your sugar or your salt or whatever you are producing. But why it is like this on this oil? So that means there are a lot of people in the NNPC that need to be dealt with. But I don't know why nothing has been done about that. They have serious interest. Look at what you just said now, that they want to have something this morning, that they want to even have their staff in like 6 places in that refinery so that they'll be monitoring everything. Why do you always want to be there? Why do you want us to be there? These people are killing the country. But I want to urge the Mr. President, all the blame is on you. You need to look up now. If those people are bigger than you, you better come out and tell the masses that we should advise you. Tell us that we should advise you. These people are bigger than you, cannot beat them.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Astrikuti, for your reaction. This one here says, is it a blessing or a crime to be a Nigerian? Why is it that all forms of incontinence associated with Nigeria as a country, where the take-home of the highest paid civil servant cannot even buy a bag of rice, talk less of the retirees? One day, we would smile over the bitterness. That's from Prince Bankole from Owa Kajola. And we also have this one. It says, good morning. Let's be honest, 3 people cannot stand in 2 pairs. Nigeria's refineries aren't working after all the promises. Yet there is a tussle in a private refinery. This problem isn't shrouded in obscurity. Olaito from Akure. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
It's Steve calling from Amsterdam.
All right, good to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, what I was saying in the matter of Nigerian that we are passing through now, we have entered one chance. Let us persevere for these 4 years. If we can come to our senses and make the right choice, I think we'll get out of this problem.
All right.
God bless you.
All right, God bless you. But thank you so much. This is you're saying we should persevere for 4 years.
This
is just a year and a few months into this administration.
This is not the issue of a perseverance. In fact, I think one of the best things and the cause of Nigeria is the fact that we can endure.
Resilient people.
Resilience at times, honestly, is a case study of Nigeria. You see, I just want to say that we should know that what is happening to us is not a case of political party.
All right.
That is my own take home.
All right.
Be it APC or PDP, it is not political party. We should just know what we are doing.
All right. Hello, good morning.
This is Alaji Tayolo calling.
Alaji Tayolo, please go ahead.
See, like you have said, Nigerians are resilient. We can withstand any weather.
All right. Is that a blessing or a curse?
We can live in any weather. That is why government is taking us for granted. But you see, it will get a time we'll be pushed to the wall that we will not have any place to go again than to react. And we don't pray for any negative reaction.
Right.
You see, we don't need anybody to tell us again that NNPC has an agenda. They have an underlying shenanigans that is a script that they are playing. Because let me tell you one thing, so long as they keep on buying oil from Dangote, the price of oil will not come down. And now we have been made to know that the sector has been deregulated. If actually it has been deregulated, why don't you allow Dangote to sell directly to the public? Because now, if Dangote is now selling to us directly, the issue of a landing cost coming from abroad, the shipping and whatever will no longer be there. And that means the price will be reduced drastically. But now, because NNPC has an agenda they are playing out, that is why they want to scuttle the effort of Dangote. But it is not yet over until it's over. The president can give a go-ahead to NNPC that allow Dangote to sell to the public. Then you and NNPC remain as a competitor to Dangote. So if at any point in time Dangote cannot meet our daily demand, NNPC will complement it, and maybe at that particular time we might be buy higher than Dangote. But this will allow Dangote to please come into town and say this is a to us. Then on the issue of thank you, God bless.
All right, thank you so much, Alaji Taye. Thank you.
I agree with him to some extent. Where I would differ is because now I think NNPC is still the one giving Dangote crude oil.
Okay.
You understand? So that is still another problem. I think that is the reason. You understand? There was a time Dangote was like, oh, I was supposed to receive crude oil. Nothing is coming for it. Then the president has to come out and instruct NNPC to release until when that was done. So I think the problem is that maybe when we will have a lasting solution is in this situation. One, Dangote should have a designated filling station. I don't want to mention the name of a brand.
Okay.
If they can be supplying to that, because that filling station is almost, at least I am conversant with Southwest and some North Central. The filling station is everywhere. Okay. If they can be selling to that filling station, and the people in charge are not saboteurs, that they will also be selling to private. So that if you want to get that particular fuel, we don't mind queuing and getting a particular amount once in a week. Then we have the one NNPC is importing as a competitor, like he said. That would be good, but there must be an agreement of the standard amount of fuel that must be delivered to Dangote on any basis that they want to want to have it. Until then, but another reason is that Nigeria is not a typical country.
You have been saying that, Dr. Fistos Suleiman. It is a typical country.
No, it's not. From all ramifications. You understand? We know that fuels are cheaper in some countries, but they are also benefiting from other things. You see, there is no country. How do you say a country that government is not subsidizing some certain services? The only thing I can see that government is subsidizing right now maybe it's education.
All right.
And it is to some extent.
Okay, let's go on a quick time out. Do stay with us. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show. If you're trying to get through to us and you can't, please send us a message via SMS or WhatsApp 091 3655 6864. The Diamond Breakfast Show continues shortly.
Learning is key for a child's all-round development. That and more is what we offer at Jubilee Schools Ilorin. We have the most qualified and experienced teachers, and our conducive learning environment is the best place for your child, as we have top-notch facilities like the ICT and science laboratories, including extracurricular activities to give your child second-to-none all-round development. Enroll your child into creche, pre-nursery, nursery, primary, or college today. Visit Jubilee Schools at Jubilee School Street, behind Road Safety Office, off Airport Road, Lao, Ilorin, Kwara State. Contact us on 0803 786 6387 or 0815 702 5600. Jubilee Schools, web of learning spins.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in and listening to your one-stop dial, Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is the Diamond Breakfast Show. My guest is still in the building, Dr. Hafiz Dosi Suleiman, and we're having a very interesting conversation this morning as regards issues of national importance. And talking about issues of national importance, let's quickly move on to this. It still has to do with the state of the nation. There has been a report of a closed-door meeting between Nigeria's former military leaders, including former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Abdulsalami Abubakar, Aliyu Gusau, and Ibrahim Babangida, which was held in Minna. The meeting, which excluded media access, has fueled speculations about its agenda. Analysts suggest that the gathering might be connected to the current state of the nation and the challenges faced by President Bola Tinubu's administration. And as members of the Council of State, their relationship with Tinubu, according to people, is strategic. And this private meeting has raised lots and lots of questions about the potential intervention or advisory role they might play in the state of the nation's affairs. Now, let's quickly take a look at this. And there has also been calls to these people, since they have led Nigeria at some point or the other, to come to the aid of Nigerians, to intervene. So, is this meeting by this former military heads of state looking like a rescue mission for Nigeria? Or what do you think could be the reason why they are having a closed-door meeting at this point in time, seeing the state of the nation?
See, with no, I don't know how I'm going to put it, with no slighted, I'm looking for the right grammar. Is a capital no. I have my reasons.
All right, so
the reason is this: if the meeting is for the interests of the Nigerians, if for our interests, maybe I will agree. And that is another problem. Another problem is that some of these people, you have just mentioned them, are too partisans to be taken seriously by Nigerians. And that is why sometimes, as an ex-leader, even when you have attained that post with on the part on a platform, once you have become the president of Nigeria, you have to be conscious. It's just like you want to correct somebody. I see people around. You see somebody that is dressing in a manner that is not good. You want to correct the person. You now approach the person. Your head is not correct. Look at the way you dress. Naturally, that person's defense mechanism will kick. You understand? And what? The person will react negatively to your correction. But if you are correcting from the love angle, these are the people who have at one time or the other condemned each other, condemned the current president. In fact, utter statement that is so ugly. So when you are even coming with something that is beneficial, some people that you know that is not how bad you are, you have a friend. Now there is all how good you are, you have an enemy.
All right.
You understand? Once we know this, those people will still want to see your comment from the angle of what you used to comment to. So criticism. I want to tell you, I won't even want to stay long on this issue, that the meeting, I don't think it is for our interest, so I don't believe it is for our rescue, and I don't see anything good that can come out from it. Maybe if they have made the meeting open and we have probably have an idea of what they are discussing, maybe I will have a different opinion.
All right, but some are saying that despite the fact that this group of people and the present administration might have had their own issues when it comes to the state of the nation, when it comes to issues that affect Nigeria as a country, let's forget about partisanship, let's forget about issues aside, differences aside, they should be able to come together to find a solution. Don't you think the president would want to listen to them when it comes to finding solutions to the problem?
The president will listen to them. The president have been listening to them.
Oh, but do you think
they had a meeting?
They
had a meeting recently. If you remember, they had a meeting recently at in Nassau Rock.
All right.
Some of them did not attend. You understand? They have a platform where the president meets them.
Okay.
You understand? So that's apart. But what I'm saying is that if I am convinced that they have collectively, they have the interest of Nigerians at heart, then I may want to have a different opinion.
Okay.
But because individually, they've all had the chance of giving us what we want or what we wanted. I won't say wanted. We still want those things, but they did not. Do you know the funniest thing? Before they come on board, they all preach federalism, dissolution of power. But once they have the power, you know, power, absolute power, corrupt absolutely. They will not do anything about it. When they are no longer in power, they magically now start having the solution to Nigeria problem again. All of them, their presidents, when we are buying crude oil at a very ridiculous amount, they did not fix our refinery. They did not do what they ought to do. We even know how some of them even carry money in Ghana must go and do all sorts of things. Now you are telling me now that when these people have the power to do it, they did not. They are now coming back to what? To advise somebody again who we know what he was also saying before he attend the office. I just pray God give him long life, and you will hear what he'll be saying after he leave office.
All right. Now let's quickly move on to this. There have also been claims by some political figures that President Tinubu has become inaccessible to important national stakeholders, including former leaders. This perceived inaccessibility has led to calls for these military heads to come to the aid of Nigerians. What do you think about this statement about the inaccessibility of the government? What impact or what challenges could arise from this?
The fear is that because of the ex-military leaders, people may want to agree probably the worst thing that will happen is that they will probably motivate the military to take over power. You understand? When you come to accessibility, there is something I have to be very, very careful. There is a difference between the president and the presidency. Now, sadly, the president is supposed to be more powerful than the presidency. Maybe let me put it like this: the president of Nigeria is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now the presidency includes the president and those who are around the president. Now, as a president, it may be difficult for you to see the president if the people who make up the presidency did not allow you to see him. Another thing happens. Look at the former spokesperson. When he resigned, you see the revelations that follow his resignation. That at a point you must. So there is this, apart from the president, there are other people who even wield the power of presidency more than the president. The president don't even have time for himself. At most instances, he listens, he only hears what they are saying, and whatever they say based on the advice of those who are surrounding him. That is where he will be signing. Mostly he signs. But those who actually go about flying the president's cards are not even the people we go there for. So probably next time, if you are even voting, we should even be interested in the potential people that will form the cabinet. The people that form the governance. And that is one of the advantage of cabinet system of government. Because everybody that forms You understand? The presidency later are people who have been found worthy, electable at one particular point or the other.
All right, thank you so much. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Morning, Madam Bisola, and morning, the doctor. This is Officer Mutiu calling.
Officer Mutiu, welcome to the show. Go ahead, sir.
Morning. You know, on the issue of our past leaders converging at MENA,
yes,
we should not expect anything good from there. Because when they are there detecting their own, nobody is detecting to them. And these people at one time or the other, what did they do to make the economy of this country better for the masses? So they've had their own shot. So they should leave him, let him do his own.
All right.
Everything is life is turn by turn. He himself will soon expire, and that person will comes up.
All right.
And as for Dangote and NNPC, you know, the two bodies are just playing on Nigerians. Because yes, I've always been saying it. Let's go back to the cement industry. What has Dangote done for the masses of this country in the cement industry? So Dangote is an individual and is profit-oriented person. So they are just playing mind games. They are just playing board games. They are just passing with the masses, toasting us around.
All right.
So that's it. It's sweet that we should not be fighting over them. We should just keep our calm and the level we can do will just go on. Because if we continue talking from now to tomorrow, nothing will change.
All right. Thank you so much, Officer Mutiu. Thank you for calling. All right. 0913-655-6953. We have
as
something
much as I agree with him, we still have to talk.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we have to talk. In fact, that's the beauty of democracy. Maybe they will listen.
If we keep quiet as Nigerians,
that wasn't the case.
That's us saying that we agree with whatever it is that is being done.
Of course, I always tell people that the problem we have now is not that the people who are doing the bad things are much. The problem we have now is that those who are not condemning the bad things are much.
All right.
Because once somebody is doing something bad and nobody is talking, then you are automatically endorsing the person.
Whatever it is they're doing. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right, thank you, sir.
My boys, listen to me for God's sake. What happens every day? New kokoma. Every day. New dance. Every day. New song. Every day. New wahala. Where are we heading to this country? Let them scrap this NMPC. They know what they are doing. They are just hiding under a canopy. Right. We have seen them. Look at me, madam.
All right. All right.
It's not possible.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. All right. Thank you for calling. Thank you so much. 0913-655-6952.
Maybe it's time we raise the hashtag end NNPC.
Are you also in agreement with what Mr. Godwin has said?
My own point is that, honestly speaking, we just have to dismantle this NNPC. Because, you see, Yoruba always say that, if something is, at times, if you don't know where you are going, at least you should go back to where you are coming from.
All right. One last call, and then we take the last story. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Olayinka is calling from Songo.
Olayinka, good to have you. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Kudos to the analyst and the anchor.
All right.
The issue of the NNPC, lots and lots are being showed in secrecy in the NNPC. You know, there was a time the president was in the United Arab, one of these Asian countries. He mentioned it that if not for the removal of subsidy, that the country will have gone bankrupt. He repeated it on several fora. The main objective, I used to say it several times, the main objective for whatever language is being used or implement a fresh price is to raise money. That's why you could say that immediately Dangote is coming on board. NFCC has come in between the marketers and Dangote because they want to be buying at a reduced price and, try to make profit from there. Instead of working on the state refinery to function.
All right.
So I don't see an end in sight to the problem.
All right.
Except the refineries, the local refineries have been, made to function. And from the look of things, you can write it down, note today, and note my name. I don't see the state, the four refineries functioning. If at any of them manage to function, they cannot be optimal. Go and notice. They can't be optimal. So I think God help us. But as regards what you had, we must continue to talk. If you don't speak out, no. It's a great, great danger for this country.
All right. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for calling.
I agree with him, but I pray that we not it. But I pray it will not come true.
Exactly. We have to be optimistic. We really hope and pray that it functions optimally.
You just wonder why things. You asked me not to say it. Just that Nigeria is my typical country.
You have said it almost.
Why is
10
it difficult for things to work? Dangote just. What happens to NMP? What happened to our refinery? For God's sake.
And we have been promised that it would work, and we're still waiting, and we keep waiting. All right, let's quickly move on to this last one. The Minister of State for Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, recently sparked controversy by stating that President Bola Tinubu is too rich to loot Nigeria's resources. The minister suggested that due to Tinubu's wealth, it would have no incentive to engage in corrupt practices or exploit national resources for personal gain. This statement was made in defense of Tinubu's integrity, aiming to counter concerns about possible corruption within his administration. Now, let's quickly talk about this. Does wealth truly rule out the possibility of a leader being corrupt?
When you ask your question at times, you counter what I want to say. But before I answer your question, let me say this. What he has said will have been true. If we don't know that Owe Tolo, it will have been true.
All right.
If we don't know that one of the nature of man being is greediness, it will have been true. If we don't know that even when an ant is taking something sweet, he will still insist and enter a bag of sugar where he will die. It will have been true. If we don't know that by human nature, you understand, things that is sweet, we are not allergic to it. It will have been true.
All right.
That is one. Secondly, what I wanted to say before you ask your question, in this country, we have tried somebody who had no shoe. We knew what happened when he left the office. We have also tried somebody who we are now being told that is a millionaire, a billionaire. We will see what will happen. In other words, we have tried all categories. In fact, we have tried somebody who is a man of God. We have tried somebody who is not a man of God. Maybe the only thing we want now, that we should be praying that God should just give us somebody that will help us to what? To restructure or to make Nigeria work. That is one. Secondly, from that statement, let me analyze it. He said that the president is rich. He's a very weird, he's a billionaire. I don't have any disagreement with that.
Okay.
But one of the problems we have in Nigeria is that we are not being able to trace the source of our wealth. I was with some colleagues, maybe in the weekend, and we were talking, and I'm telling them, I told them, if today, this morning, right now, you find out that I bought a car of 5 million, report me to NNPC, to EFCC. They were like, what do I mean? I'm ridiculing their progression. I said, it's not the issue of ridiculing.
But you should be able to buy that and afford it.
If Nigeria is a typical country, if Nigeria is, after PhD, if Nigeria is what? A typical country, after many research, if Nigeria is a typical country, I should be able to buy it. If I want to get a loan now, from a loan, and I don't want to useless myself, I don't want to be, let me useless myself on there. You can imagine, those who are in academics will know what I'm talking about. Ask a lecturer, if you are getting a loan, how much can you get as a loan? Your loan for 2 years. If you are getting a loan now, you pay in 2 years, you do not spend it, you get another note in another 2 years, make it 4 years that you are paying 4 years. You cannot buy a car with it. Not now.
At this
you
point.
cannot even buy a used Nigerian car. Not talk of a or a brand new. But you see people driving car and nobody is asking questions. So that is the problem. Even if you have gotten the money legitimately, did you pay the tax? So that is the problem. You are telling us now that the president is a billionaire. No problem. Can the president tell us how he has accumulated his wealth? That's the problem.
Now, let's talk about, let's say the president is as he has said he is. Now, let's talk about, the president is a man of integrity. What about the people around him? Does that rule out the corruption in his administration?
One of my elder brothers posted something on his WhatsApp, and I learned from it. He said, you appointed a billionaire as the president. You understand? And he has billionaires, he even have millionaires or billionaires friends. Those his millionaires friends we want to become what?
Billionaires.
Billionaires. And unfortunately, if we appoint to anything now, the people you trust to run things with you are people you know. That is the problem. If the president is not accumulating wealth, or he has accumulated enough, what about the people around him?
All right, let's take reactions. We need to go this morning. You can call us on 0913-655-6952 or 0800-887-887. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Bisola.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Yemi Asaja. I'm calling from Elon.
All right, good to have you in a minute, sir.
Yeah, it is just a matter of guess for a visitor to know the color of the chicken in your soup pot. The meeting of the a former
military leaders,
military president should not be preempted. But at the same time, I see they are coming together as the coming together of Satan and Judas Iscariot. Nothing good is expected from them. Good morning and God bless.
Good morning, Mr. Yemi Ashaju. 0913-655-6952 or 0800-887-887. Let's see if we can take one more call and then we'll take messages. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Comrade Drake.
All right, comrade. Good to have you. Go ahead.
This issue of NPC.
Yes.
This our leader force, no be that go say force. That is our leader get their own and this in NPC where they wrong. That go say no go give you. As they not capable, and that go say do anything where that go say what do with us. You get like because nobody to challenge now because that's how they say they give a crude oil. Everybody they choose. That's why car will not get it. Now God they come out to try. So that be the issue for my advice.
All right.
So I need that no better that get quiet.
All right.
Now what they saw they don't. Now that they don't by itself.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, comrade. Thank you for calling. This one says, good morning once again. To think of dismantling NNPC sounds like a fantasy. Sincerity needs to become our theme as a people, and we have to act as such. Olaito from Akure. And this one says, I want to believe that the government of Nigeria is complicit in the issue of fuel in Nigeria. Otherwise, why is it difficult for President Tinubu to dismantle the leadership of NNPCL since he came to power? The government knows what to do, but because of the vested interest they have in petroleum industry, they couldn't do it. Olani Oladeji from Asadam Road. Good morning, Bisola. This is long. Femi David from Ilorin says, I think I agree to one of the points raised by the analyst that Dangote should have his own fuel stations across all states in Nigeria. It will ease the hardship brought upon us by the federal government and the NNPCL. We have loads of messages. For those who sent us messages that we couldn't read, we sincerely apologize. Thank you so much to my guest, Dr. Fiz Tosin Suleiman. Let's take your party shot in.
I don't really have a party shot. I would just want to mention that I appreciate the last caller. He reminded me of one proverb, the first proverb I learned in primary school. That is a cow that doesn't have a teeth. It's good at
we're helping chase its flies. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Fiz, for coming on the program this morning. Thank you to those who called and those who sent in messages. We sincerely appreciate you. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Let's keep lending our voice to issues of national importance. At one point or the other, the government has to listen to us. Have a lovely rest of the day. Do stay safe.
In the finest city of Ilori lies a secret.
Diamonds 88.7 FM.
Radio like no other.